welcome fellow pitmasters, chefs and barbecue enthusiasts. I've got Lychee Charcoal today, so I've let this about 5 minutes ago. Just put some 4 of the natural fire lighters underneath and set it going. It's again a bit windy again today, so it's rip roaring through, so I'm going to let this go for about 10 minutes and then come back. Okay, right, Lychee's been on now, probably getting on for 20 minutes. A couple of things to note with the Lychee. One was when we first lit it, it was actually a really pleasant smell. It then actually started to get quite sooty, and you can see from the firebox and the grill that there was a lot of soot, and it was actually really flaming. You might have seen that on the previous video. After about 5 minutes it was really flaming. There's no fat or anything in the base of this grill, so it wasn't from that. So anyway, it's got a good heat now. It's certainly ready to go, so I'm going to mark it as ready to go and then see how long we get from this charcoal. We're going to do some chicken skewers over the top of this in a short while, so I'm going to get cooking and I'll come back to you. Right, I am back. I've moved positions because it started to rain, so I've come underneath my little shelter and ended up going down on the floor because my other barbecues are over by the other wall and I didn't have time to move them over. But anyway, that's that doesn't matter. It's half an hour after I did the last video because it took me a while to do some cooking in the kitchen. So this is like now lovely and hot. It's burnt down a bit, as you can see. It's nearly all gone white. There's still a bit black left on a couple of big chunks. I've got some chicken kebabs that I'm doing, some Thai marinated ones on the left hand side there, and some Angus and Oink Exodus ones on the right there, because I do like those because they're a bit tangy and spicy. So we're going to get those on, get them cooked. I'm going to go and have my dinner and come back and see how we're getting on. So it's just gone 7 o'clock now, so I think this has been going over half an hour, about 35 minutes from the cooking time. It's about 50 minutes from the time when I actually lit it, 55 minutes. So I'm going to get cooking. I'll come back to you in a bit. So we're cooking nicely. I'm going to give these a little turn over. It's a little bit hotter on the right hand side to the left hand side, just because there's that one large lump. So flip. I'm going to keep flipping these until we've got them cooked all the way through. But it's nice and hot and it's glowing well. We're out of the wind now, and if you have seen any of my other videos where I did the mangrove, the oak and the eucalyptus charcoal, I was over in the other location. We're much more exposed to the wind, but because it's raining and I'm a fair weather barbecuer, naturally I've come under cover in my I've got my little outdoor bar and barbecue area here, but I've ended up down on the floor because my other barbecues, like I say, are over my left shoulder, and I'm in between outdoor kitchens at the moment. So believe it or not, my barbecue shack bar here is actually built from pallets. It's a bit miserable here today, as you can see. It's a bit wet. So anyway, so we're going to just carry on letting these cook. They're coming nice and gently. They're not. The eucalyptus was rip-roaringly hot. This Lychee seems to be a bit cooler on the temperature than that was, similar to the oak. So we'll see how we get on. We'll probably chicken takes a bit longer, doesn't it? So I'm gonna have to keep turning this a little bit. Probably 15 minutes we'll be ready. So I shall come back to you after we've finished these. Right, I've come out, I've had my food. We're about an hour and 45 minutes in from the cooking point now. So this is still perfectly good to cook on. Good heat. It's probably about 70% burnt through, but it's got 2 sort of decent sized lumps and then a few smaller lumps that are still really burning hot and still got a bit of blackness to them on the top, as you can as you can see there, and there. So yeah, you could still happily grill on top of this. So we're easily going to get to the 2 hour mark, probably after the 2 hour mark. I just think any point in the next sort of 15 minutes this will sort of go over the edge and be a bit, won't quite be hot enough, but we're certainly going to get 2 hours out of this quite comfortably. And that was just out of medium-sized chunks, so excellent. I'm just referring back to that first comment I made as well, that it really does have a pleasant smell. So that is very nice, just after we got after that short period of time where it was a bit sooty. Okay, we'll come back in a bit. Right, we are now at the 2 hour mark, and as I said, it's still perfectly warm, but it has gone over the edge, so it's probably fine for cooking fish and prawns and things, but not quite hot enough now to do a steak. Although I think I'm going to have a go in just a second. I'm going to bash up those bits and just see what happens. So just give me a moment, I'm going to come back to you. So yeah, literally just took the grate off, give it a little bashing, and as you can see, it's glowing red hot again now. So yeah, we could just do a little bit of cooking on that last little bit, that we're eking out the last sort of 10-15% of the charcoal there. But anyway, it has certainly made 2 hours, and with medium lumps, so I'm very happy with that. So good test.